Heya, welcome to everybody who loves radio. On 13th February 2023, once again, we will be celebrating and commemorating World Radio Day. It happens every year on the 13th of February as we take time to commemorate and celebrate what radio has done, what it is expected to do, and everything radio. So while we're doing that, I'd just like to throw in something quick as we go towards the end of 2022 and prepare for 2023. Okay, so there's something that I would like to throw out there for everybody who loves radio, and I'm talking about the four main groups of people. First of all, we have the stakeholders or the owners of the radio station or the business. And then we have the listeners who make almost the biggest part of what radio is. And then we have the executors. This is where we have the management, we have the presenters, the producers, the marketers, the admin, and everybody else who's involved, the technical, right? Those are the executors. And then we have the people who make sure that the radio stations are sustainable. I'm talking about the business, those who advertise, those who use those platforms to inform, to educate, and they pay for it. So there's something that I'll love everybody in all these four groups that I've just mentioned to understand. Any radio station also has three facets that you always need to be cognizant of. Yes, we have the science of radio, the art of radio, and then we have the business of radio. So I'm just going to try and quickly explain to you what all those three facets mean. The science, of course, starts with the technical. Radio is a bunch of waves that's sent through the atmosphere, electronic magnetic waves, and I don't want to bother you with all those technical stuff. The technical guys will know this. So that's basically what radio is. But when we talk about radio broadcast, we're now talking about the transmission of voice. Now we also transmit even pictures and video through the same thing, but we're basically talking about the transmission of voice from the transmitter right through to the receiver. And these guys are absolutely fantastic. We would not have radio if it wasn't for the technical guys, the science guys who put up the studios, who make sure that you've got the correct mics, the correct headphones, that your mixer, your console is working, to make sure that there's proper lighting, there's proper acoustics. They make sure that the technical part is correct. Those are the guys responsible for the main scientific part of radio. But of course, there's also other science that radio is involved in. For instance, I'll tell you that there's a science behind choosing the music that plays on radio. We have rotation systems that are put in place to make sure that music plays well on radio, and there's a science to it. We also have commercials that play, and there's a science to making sure that we're playing the right commercials at the right time. So there's science in there. So there's much more that's involved in the science of radio, but I just wanted to give you a quick breakdown of the science of radio. Then we spoke about the art. This is where the executors come through, especially the producers and the presenters. There's creativity that goes on, innovation that goes on, there's the presentation, and that's what makes the art of radio. The reason that you have your favorite presenter means that they are very good at their art. Then we also have the music that comes through, the imaging that goes on radio. That's all part of the art, something that the listeners really just expect to enjoy and understand. They might not worry about who owns the radio station, who runs the radio station, or who's the science behind the radio station. The audiences are more keen and are more linked or attracted to the art of radio. Then I spoke about the business. Whether you are a campus radio station, you are a community radio station, you're a local community radio station, you're a national radio station, whichever category, even a national broadcaster, you are still going to need to survive. So there is money that is involved. You need to generate some sort of income that is going to make sure that you're sustainable. You pay your presenters, you pay your producers, you pay your technical people, you pay your bills, that's your electricity, your water, your connectivity, you paint your building, you do your branding, you go to trips, you train your people. That takes money. So there has to be a business side of your radio station put together. That's what makes a good radio station. So next time as a listener, when you hear commercials, when you hear advertising, understand that there's the business at work. When you hear some presenter going crazy, going creative, being very colorful and everything, that's the art of radio. Sometimes on the negative side, you lose transmission, but sometimes you hear that we're working on A, B, C, and D. Sometimes your radio is so clear, or there's some adjustments there. There's some new gadgets that are being put in place. That's the science of radio speaking. So I just wanted to remind you, as we prepare for World Radio Day 2023, and we're talking peace in 2023, but I'd just like to salute everybody who's been part of radio in Zimbabwe, and that's in all the 4 aspects that I said, as audiences, as the stakeholders, as the audiences, as the advertisers, and as the executors. And remember the 3 facets of radio: the science, the art, and the business. Continue enjoying radio. I'm out.